Cheddar with attitude. The Talking Cheeseheads on cheeseheadtalk.com.
The Talking Cheeseheads, Ben Larson with you, cheeseheadtalk.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/talkingcheeseheads. Also on YouTube. If you go to the Talking Cheeseheads channel, you can see a lot of our videos there. And also, each and every day, our podcast is on iTunes. Go to iTunes, type in the Talking Cheeseheads, and there you'll find us as well. And always glad to talk to you. My thanks as well today to Justin Hall for joining us. Got a lot of good discussion in on where Ryan Braun and the Brewers are at. But it's Tuesday, so it's time now, as it always is, for Cheesehead Rules, which is good discussion on new rules that should occur in the world of Cheesehead sports and beyond. And speaking of beyond, I start with my first new rule of the week, based on an experience I had that was rather unpleasant last week. So, new rule: when the dental hygienist tells you that your teeth look really good, it does not give her permission to then proceed and commit a Class 2 felony on your mouth. My goodness. She spent a half hour scraping every millimeter of my teeth, and I figured they were really bad, that somehow all of a sudden I had an inch of plaque over everything. No, she said they look really good. She wrecked my gums and my teeth. I'd hate to see what would happen on somebody whose teeth look really bad. You might need to call an ambulance. Needless to say, probably the worst visit to the dentist I've had in quite some time. I have pretty good teeth. They're pearly yellow, you know? Good job. New rule: the NBA must permanently rename the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference in honor of the Bucks. Because with all the moves the Bucks are making now to bring in mildly good players, that's where they're going to be for years to come. You could call it something like, Bucks position or Buck slot. I like it. 8th seed, here we come. New rule: name a year, Mark Murphy. Just name a year or shut up about it. Okay, we all know Brett Favre's jersey is going to be retired before 2016. That's the biggest no-brainer in the world, okay? Dunce McDunsafin could figure that out in the corner, all right? It's not that hard to figure out. Just name a year. Probably 2015. Can we just agree on that and say it and then move on? I don't think Favre's going to throw up a big fit about that, so just name a year. New rule: when the plane crashes, just leave the plane. Don't grab your carry-on luggage. Did you see the pictures tweeted out of people leaving the 777 in San Francisco with their carry-on bags? I mean, I don't think my first thought would be, once I belly flopped on the runway, almost flipped over and saw that flames were about to engulf the plane, and I was one of 300 people that needed to get off the aircraft. I wouldn't be thinking to myself, I really am going to miss that underwear that I packed in my carry-on. Okay? Come on, people. I mean, how many flights have you been on? And I know you don't like to pay attention to the safety, but they probably say something like, for the love of God, if the plane crashes, don't go get your carry-on luggage. It might cause problems. Seriously. All right, new rule: Carlos Gomez has to be in center field for the National League at the end of the All-Star game next week, because with the game-saving catch that he made last night and the other home run robbing catches that he's made not only this year but in years past with the Brewers, Bruce Bochy would have to be a complete moron to not have him on the field when, it matters at the end of the game in New York next week, right? I mean, would you second-guess him on that? I think I would. So Go-Go's got to be there. And, this time, even more important because, of course, it counts. That whole home field advantage at the end of the World Series, very big deal, as everyone will attest to. Finally, new rule, and we stay on Carlos Gomez here. Major League Baseball has to implement the Go-Go stat in honor of Carlos Gomez. 17 would be his number this year. That is home runs hit plus home runs taken away. That's not a bad stat, right? Goes to total value of the team. I wonder if baseball went back and did that in their records, if Henry Aaron would have more than 755 home runs, or if Barry Bonds would have more than whatever he ended up with that nobody cares about because they know he's not really the home run champion anyway. And by the way, Barry Bonds probably didn't rob many home runs post-2003 because his head was too heavy to jump up over the wall. But anyway, Gomez said last night that he keeps that stat, and it's at 17 right now. I think that's a good idea. Baseball should do that. They they're known for keeping some stats anyway, right? So let's add that one to the repertoire. Great catch last night by Carlos Gomez. That's Cheesehead rules and new rules for this week. Hope you enjoyed them. My thanks again to Justin Hall for joining us on the podcast. As always, find us on YouTube, the Talking Cheeseheads, iTunes, type in Talking Cheeseheads for our entire podcast, and Facebook. You can also email us, the Talking Cheeseheads at cheeseheadtalk.com. And always head to cheeseheadtalk.com where you can see all the videos and show postings each and every day. I'm Ben Larson. We're the Talking Cheeseheads. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on cheeseheadtalk.com.
The Talking Cheeseheads on cheeseheadtalk.com.